I'm sitting here with Kyle Thomas from EXHORDER. I'm so excited. KNAC here is really interested in what you've been up to lately.
Oh,
I
good.
read a few things. You're about to start a tour coming up here in February, right? February and March.
Yeah, we actually kick off on the 29th of January in Lafayette, Louisiana. It's that show is only going to be us and Slow Hole, the opener of the show. But as we get into Texas, Phobia is jumping on. Once we get to maybe El Paso, a little further west, Louis Idol hops on, and they're gonna all three of them are gonna ride out with us until say about Denver. We're gonna cut across the southwest up the coast and then shoot back across. If we wrap up in the Midwest, and at that point, Louis Idol's jumping off, and Ringworm is going to replace them as direct
Oh,
support.
oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that Louis Idol and the other band there was only going to be on some of the tour. Well, that's good. Jump on and jump off, right?
Yeah, I mean, in this day and age, this is pretty normal with the support acts because, but either prior engagements or geographical logistics, that sort of thing. Sometimes it's just difficult to keep the package
Oh, of course.
pristine the entire way.
Yeah,
But
because everybody has something else to do, or yeah, time
yeah,
restraints. I know how it is. Um, so I was going to ask you, like, if you've been around so long since 1986, like, well, what do you think about some of the newer bands that are out? Like, is there any that you're impressed with that you maybe wanted to have on this tour? Or, I mean, I'm assuming these other bands that you have here are some that are impressing upon you that they're really good. Obviously, they're on your tour, on your package here.
yeah. Well, Louis Idol, obviously, probably longer tenured individually as musicians in the grand scheme of things than even we are at this point. I think because of their involvement with suicidal tendencies in the beginning, and that's something that for me, I started out as a metal kid, but eventually crossover and then punk really spoke to me in my teenage years. So, I think Suicidal was probably one of the first punk influenced, bands that really connected with me. And I'm sure it has a lot to do with the fact that they were metal edged as well, but it opened the door to so much more true punk for me that uh, I'm just honored to have them on this tour with us. I hope it's going to be as fun as I think it's going to be.
It sounds
Uh,
like it, and it sounds
yeah,
like it's
yeah.
gonna bring
And
back some
Phobia
good
is a
memories.
grindcore band. Been around I think since what, the '90s, early '90s, and Ringworm's been around quite a while too.
Yeah,
The
I've
wild
heard of
card.
them. It's hard to catch all these new bands these days, but I'm sure telling you, I love to see these younger kids picking up instruments and actually playing
Yeah,
rock and roll music again. It seems like, when I was a teenager, rock was king. All the tours were rock. I mean, there's plenty of it still today, but
sure.
I'm glad to see the younger kids really taking an interest in playing heavy music and rock music and keeping it alive. It's something wonderful.
It's
Speaking
true.
Speaking of that, I always ask people, like, is there any tone or riff that like you've been chasing that you just, you know, riff chasing, I guess tone chasing, I guess you could call it.
I
You
would say singularly no. For me, I'm a fan of a wide spectrum of music. Like I really I don't listen to that much metal anymore and
know.
extreme stuff. I just don't. I always tell everybody it's, if I had a pizzeria, and which I love pizza, but if I had one, I would come home and probably not eat pizza.
Yes,
So
I
when
totally get that.
yeah,
In the
yeah,
car, I catch myself listening to a lot of 70s, like softer rock, like yacht
yeah.
rock.
Yeah, yacht rock. I love new wave. I'm an MTV kid. I was born in '70s, so my sisters. I'm the only kid in my family not born in the '60s. So my oldest sister was a Beatles fanatic, so she indoctrinated me quickly, and I'm grateful for it. And just my brother and I were the youngest, and we found our own things along the way, like Kiss, Queen, Led Zeppelin, and then eventually he started coming home. He's a little bit older than me. Started coming home with Ozzy and Black Sabbath, Judas Priest. That changed everything for me. But the MTV years, there was a lot of new wave, old school 60s, 70s rock. They didn't have a lot of content back then, so there was a lot of things they were just kind of shuffling in and out that were not really similar in genre, but I was enjoying Duran Duran, The Fix, stuff like that. And today, that's usually what I spin it at home, is that kind of music, or like old school 70s funk and R&B. I love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, me too. I'm definitely a fan. Duran Duran just blew through here. I was sad I missed it.
What
I
a
saw
great
them in the
band.
80s. I had a friend that was, new wave, and I was kind of more into the harder rock, and she had dragged me to see Duran Duran in 82. And I'll tell you that the Police as well, she dragged me
Oh
along.
yeah, I love the
And
Police.
and I've seen the fix before too. So yeah, I love 80s. It's funny. You don't really think about it because when we were in the 80s, we were listening to things like Ozzy and things like that. But and MTV too. I remember watching there and writing down every single video that happened with my cousins. It was so much fun. But yeah, the 80s was really had a lot of experimental music. It's different than any other genre. I mean, for sure. It's
Yeah.
definitely something to yeah, so riffs and stuff, you just kind of over it. I mean, what keeps you going with EXHORDER? I mean,
Uh, I mean, riff wise, I guess Sabbath's my favorite, of course. So Tony's the king.
of
Who
course.
who writes a better riff than Tony? So from me as a guitar player, he's probably my biggest influence. I follow a lot of the pentatonic blues bass guitar style, whereas Pat O'Brien on the other side. Pat's like the greatest guitar player in the world, and I'm like the okayest guitar player in the world, and it works for our band. It's
Right.
great.
But didn't you hold did uh-oh, there goes Hank. Didn't you hold down he's saying hello. Didn't
Oh,
you hold
hey,
down a lot of the singing duties and some bass duties and guitar in your band over the years from lineup
um,
changes? You're kind of a jack of all trades, if you will, right?
I really never played a string instrument in Exhorder until about 6 years ago. We 5 years ago maybe. We always were a five piece in the beginning, and we just if somebody left, we'd replace them. And I want to say that we had, I don't know, maybe 10 people over the years come in and out of the band. So and not to mention we disappeared for so long. We went
Hey,
27 years between the second and third albums. We broke up a ton
yeah,
of times.
that's insane.
So, I contributed a little bit here and there with the writing, but we had a lot of people writing monster riffs throughout this band. So, I really didn't fight in the beginning to have a lot of my riffs in there because they were writing such outstanding stuff. But throughout the years, I always kind of felt like I am a musician first before I'm a singer. Singing found me by accident. It's nothing I ever strove to be. So when the opportunity presented itself for us after some lineup changes and we had tour obligations to fulfill, and I gave up a really comfortable life to get back into this kind of uh, thing, playing music again. So I looked at the guys. I was like, "Y'all mind if I take a crack at playing the guitar?" And they were like, man, if you can do it and sing, yeah, go right ahead. And it worked. So then we picked up Pat, and we've been in this lineup now since early, late 21, early 22. So,
That's great. And the latest album was out in what, 24? 20 last year?
yes,
Last year, yeah.
24.
And
Yeah.
and there was you have four, and there was quite a few years in between the first and second, and then yeah, I saw that. That's interesting. How are you feel that it's going now with this lineup? You guys seem to be in the groove here and ready for your tour.
Yes, yes. So three of us have been together since late 2017. So that's
Oh,
the
okay.
longest tenure of any lineup that we've had since the inception of this band without there being an absolute hit the brakes kind of break up stop. And Pat came in midway through 2022, early like spring of 2022. right after I had started playing the guitar and singing, and it's just been finally like we found our zen with our lineup.
How neat.
It's a difficult thing, anybody knows, and I tell everybody there's a reason why Rush and ZZ Top stayed in their lineups that they did for decades, and it's this.
Does
Because you
that
add
work
that
for you?
fourth one, yeah, the fifth one, then you start getting other, like real life problems that people have that get in the way, real life attitudes that get in the way. It's difficult, it's expensive, it's tough. So I felt like by adopting and assuming the duties of guitar in this band, it put the guitar back in the hands of an original member of the band.
That's pretty
So I'm not an original guitarist for the band, but I am an original member. So who's going to feel it the way I do?
exactly. And know it. And get
Yeah,
along
yeah,
again with everybody, like you said, finding your zen in the lineup, and that's going to be
yeah,
great for the tour, and hanging out with
sure.
each other. I know that if you have somebody on the team that's kind of not really happy, that can cause trouble. I mean,
Oh, it
like you
spreads fast, doesn't
it
it?
spreads fast. Yes, you need to. It's touring is hard. I'm going to be having a podcast coming up that sort of deals with the relationships and being with people that tour. I mean, that's a whole nother like that's a whole nother conversation. I mean,
Yeah,
it's difficult. You have to be a certain type of person. And me being a wife of a touring musician, it's a whole different world. And I think it's interesting. I know that's a personal question. I don't know if you want to answer any questions about that, but has that been a thing for you? I mean, that's kind of personal. I didn't.
it's okay. No, that actually, I don't mind that question at all
Okay.
because I mean, it, like you said, you live in a household that lives with the highs and the lows, and
Yeah.
it's not easy. My wife and I have been together for 20 years now, and she's wired for it. I'm wired for it. It works for us. We don't
Amazing.
have problems. She's also for her job, she does travel assignments. She's in Alaska now. I talked to her today. I saw her for 3 weeks over the holidays, and since aside from those 3 weeks, I haven't seen her since October. So
Wow.
she's
So,
just extended her contract. So like
I
we
mean,
just
I
make
know
it
that
work.
must be hard, but like you said, you're doing the things that you love, and it's important. It's
She cares greatly that I'm happy, and she knows that the job I had when our kids were small and not touring, she knows it was difficult for me because this is kind of what I'm born to do. This is who I am. And, I wake up in the middle of the night and can't get back to sleep because there's like a mariachi band going on in
uh,
my head. So I walk
mariachi.
down the hall and I come pick up the guitar sometimes in the middle of the
And
night and
that's
get an
you.
idea.
That's you, and that's amazing that you found a partner that will let you shine and let
Yeah,
you be you and want you to be you. And
sure.
that's
Yeah,
really important.
no doubt.
And as it being a personal question, thank you for answering that because it's interesting. People want to know, they want to know those kind of things other than the, album release and all that. Of course, those things are important too. We know your album came out last year and you're doing this tour behind it. I love what it's called, the unforeseen circumstances tour. Yeah. Is that a play on something that's happened, or is it just does that pertain?
It is a bit of an inside joke for us in the band, but we have had more than one instance where either a show or a tour, not just one tour, it's been multiple tours for us where late in the game we're prepared for a tour and the tour gets canceled and it always gets prefaced with due to unforeseen circumstances. So what we've decided is due to unforeseen circumstances we're going to go out on tour and complete the tour.
Yes. I love how you twist that. That's awesome. I mean, is there anything else you'd like us in KNAC world to know about the tour? I mean, I'm super excited about it. I don't think, are you guys rolling through here in Berkeley? I think. I'm not
We are playing, what's the name of the
sometime in
place? I have
Berkeley.
to dig it up. We're playing in San
Oh,
Francisco.
it's in the city. That's right. I think I wrote it down.
I don't know anything. I'm just the dumb singer.
You're just the singer that shows up. Hey, is there any young bands out there that you're digging? I know you said you don't really listen to metal. Um,
Well, that at home, but I do actually go out and scope out new bands that are up and coming. I'm also a teacher, so I a lot of my students are in bands. So there's a lot of them. Slow Hole's one of them. They're from here and they're doing the entire tour with us. They're really cool. I told them, I said, you guys remind me, like, let's imagine that there could be a three-way bastard child with Butthole Surfers, I Hate God, and Sonic Youth. That's Slow
right.
Hole. And
Wow.
it's really cool. So we took Void out with us. Void's an up and coming band from Lafayette, Louisiana here. Really good, traditional thrashy, but they like are really into hair metal too. So they kind of meld both genres, and
Oh,
they're a force to be
interesting.
reckoned with live. Heraclean is another one from Louisiana. It's like a tech three-piece death type band. Amazing. The drummer grew up with my kids, so we always joke when we play together live. I tell everybody I used to make Speed pancakes when he was a little boy, and it's true.
Pete Pancake.
So there's
Oh
a ton
boy.
of them. Kamikaze Zombies, another one from here. Really good band. Blood and Earl. There's also some older bands like Worms that have been around for some time that haven't really, they go out on tour, but they haven't done a lot of big tours, I don't think, but they've been road dogs for a long time. Really cool. Um, Maybe some Melvins-esque qualities about them, I think. Real slow and heavy, but technical. There's a lot of being that New Orleans is uh, funk and jazz and blues and early rock and roll based. The early artists really, we grew up listening to this, and it's just something you inherit. It's in the water, as they say here. But it
It's
just
in the
it
water.
falls right
I mean,
into your blood.
well, I always say that all my favorite bands are from England. I don't know why. All the bitchin' bands are I mean, there's some good American rock bands, but um I know people are good will fight me on that, but I always notice it must be in the water over there in the UK too. I noticed the same thing.
It's so
Well,
funny how like the early rock bands that we grew up, like the Led Zeppelin era, that new wave of, and then the new wave of British heavy metal, all those bands were so influenced by Mississippi Delta blues. And then it came back around that the British bands influenced all of us. So it's like
isn't that funny?
the music went over there and came back over again. It was crazy.
Everybody wanted to be doing what everyone else was doing. What?
It's true.
Okay. So, when you're on tour, we were kind of talking about being, away from your family and whatnot. Is there any kind of ritual that you do on tour? Like, say, I know that when my husband is going, I always try to fix up his bunk. They do the little bunk, pimp my bunk, where you put the lights up and things like that.
Oh,
Rituals where you can put your iPad down in your bunk.
oh, nice.
Is there
Yeah.
anything like that you do that's like a touring ritual that you just you can't live
I
without
mean,
them?
for me, the most important thing for me as a singer is I've got to get my sleep.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so if I'm lucky enough, if my wife's not on an assignment or if my daughter's available, they'll come out and sell merch and help me with the tour managing and stuff. And that takes a lot of load off of me and allows me to focus on the tour. And it brings family and home out on the tour. We've traveled in an RV. Our bass player bought an RV and did like a cool Exhorder wrap on it, and it's really
Oh,
like
nice.
it's nice. It's just what we need. But we're the road crew. We are the road
We
crew. We really are. It's true, man.
You have
I'm
your
the
own
night
bus.
driver.
You guys are,
Huh?
oh my God, that's amazing. You have your
It's
own
true.
bus and
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
a wrap on it.
Yeah. Jason put it on there. There's
That's
pictures
so
of it on our
cool.
web
I'm gonna
pages.
have to look that. I'm gonna have to research that.
Yeah,
I think that's
it's great.
amazing. I'm obsessed with trailers and RVs and motorhomes.
It's
I
so
don't
easy
know
to
why.
drive. It's
I
what it
love
is.
them.
It's a mini Winnie. So it
Oh,
really
okay.
is like the front is like a van truck body. So it's really easy to drive. It handles well. I don't know if you've ever been on those bandwagons before,
Yes, yeah, I have.
and
Those
we've
are
traveled on
confident.
those.
Brr,
They
brr.
are, and it's
Yeah.
like as long as you're on a smooth highway, it's great. But you start getting
Yeah,
off,
yeah.
it's like that. But
They're like
the
they're
Mini
talking.
Winnie's not like that.
So it's somewhere in between like a bus and a bandwagon, like it's a little smaller, but
Yeah,
fits everybody. So much cheaper too. The buses are
yeah.
so expensive.
I feel like the amenities are equivalent to what you have on the bandwagon. There's a shower and a toilet, a refrigerator. There's even a stove and oven range with a microwave over it. We really don't cook on it.
Right.
It's just kind of a
Coffee
pain to have to
station.
work and clean. But like we do RV parks on days off, and I grill and we sit
Oh my
around
God,
and
how fun.
hang out. It's great. You know, it saves a lot of money. You'd think it'd be more expensive paying for a bigger vehicle than a van and hotels, but we're saving like probably upwards of $300 a day
Yeah, I was gonna say,
doing this instead of the hotels.
that's a big savings.
Over a month, you're damn right.
Yep, yep. That's a good idea. You should we have a big trailer. You guys want a trailer? You could hitch behind. It's got like bunk beds. It's
Oh
amazing. I
wow.
love it. Like I said, I'm obsessed with RVs and trailers. I have two, and we don't do anything with them.
No.
My weird habits. And anyways, it was so great talking to you and talking about the tour and some personal stuff, and I just kind of like to ask a little different questions sometimes. Um,
Yeah, sure.
and our listeners on KNAC like to hear some different stuff, and of course, hear
Right
about
on.
rock and the heavy
Yeah.
music. But if you want to close for now with maybe something that you're grateful for, I'd love to hear it.
Family first, always.
All
I'm
right.
always grateful for my family. You know, that to be able to play music with people I love. I also sing for Trouble, so we're in the process of writing and recording a new album right
Oh,
now, and
wow.
that's been really, really exciting because I love the songs. I was on the last Trouble album back in 2012, 2013, and I always say Trouble's like dog years in reverse. Like nothing happens quickly. So, but we're on it. They're almost finished with the music, and I'm just in love with the songs. I really think this is going to be a good one. As soon as I get off of this tour, we end in like West Chicago or no, Hobart, Indiana, which is about 35 miles from Chicago. And
Oh,
I'm not even going home. I'm just going straight to Chicago because we've got two shows in Mexico with Trouble the
oh,
following
wow.
weekend. So I'll be gone for 5 weeks on this one. This is a long run.
So this is a long one. All right.
Yeah.
Well, blessings to you and your painful punctuality and your
Thank you.
awesome wife who lets you be you. And I really appreciate you talking to me. And
Thank you. I
signing off
appreciate
then.
it too, man.
Yay.
We're glad anyone gives a shit.
Oh yeah, we totally do. All right, enjoy. So nice
Good
to
deal.
meet
Have a
you.
great evening.
All
Thanks.
right, you too.